Hi everybody, my name's Aviva. I'm an educator and an artist and activist based in Portland. I'm hosting an online art workshop for folks that know Caldera. It was actually right at the beginning of our coronavirus stuff in the US, and while we were there, we weren't able to host the youth workshops, which really bummed me out because I was so excited to see all of you. So here we are together, and I get to see you in this format, and we're gonna make something today. So basically, when I was at Caldera, I was reading this book called Research as Ceremony, and it's looking at indigenous practices of storytelling and how we might think of ourselves as experts as opposed to the experts that we've been taught to look at, like authors of a book. But how instead can we be researchers as artists? So what I thought we could do is walk through the different parts of research. Think of yourselves as an expert. If you were to stop and think for just a second, like, what's one thing you're really good at? For me, I think I'm really good at being curious. And so what we're going to do today is just be curious about something. The first thing I want you to do is just think about a topic. So you might brainstorm right now and write down a whole list of ideas. Ideas might come to you because it's something that you saw in the news recently, or something that you are curious about, or maybe even something that makes you angry or anxious. For me, when I was at Caldera, at the beginning of the coronavirus, I was really interested in like viruses and where they come from, the shape of them. So I made a bunch of little sculptures. I made 200 of these little coronavirus sculptures. So after you've identified something you're interested in, think about where you might get your information. You might first think of books, something you'd get at the library. But right now I want to think about what information can you get from the people around you? Can you interview somebody on Zoom? Can you look at your favorite music video on YouTube or a podcast on YouTube that's talking about the topic? Jot down what you learn in those spaces. Step number 3 is really focusing on the subject. So now that you've gained some information, you've gotten some ideas from the community around you, what can you focus on when it comes to that topic? What does it mean in your culture, in your home? What does it mean among people that are your age? Step number 4 is thinking about the elements of art. The elements of art are form, size, shape, color, texture. Those are all elements of art. For me, when I was thinking of the coronavirus, I really wanted to think about the shape of it, how it moved, the line it creates as it moves both in space or even through the body. Now we're going to create a model. So when you make a model as a researcher, you really can think outside of the box with how you want to represent the concept. For me, I chose to create the work that I did in clay when I was focusing on making those 200 little coronavirus beasties. But I don't have access to the clay shop right now, and I thought it would be fun if we went around our house here in Portland and tried to find some things that we can make art out of. So we're gonna take a little tour around the house and see what we can find. This is like an old avocado. It's done, so I'm gonna use it to make some art. Ugh. Coronavirus! beautiful. I have a new friend. In my garage, I found some fluff from like pillow making, I guess. It's already a beastie. I don't have to do anything to it. It's amazing. The bathroom. Alright, so that was totally silly, but you get the point. You can make art out of anything around you. Lately I've been thinking about like making this salt dough that I used to make as a kid in the 80s. Like, that's a pretty simple recipe. You can look it up online if you want something that's actually more like an art making material. You can also put dye in it and color it all different colors. Everything around you can be used as a creative tool. Explore research in a different way. You can even take a photo of your creation. You can upload that photo to social media if you want to and see what folks have to say about it. You can also make a little stop motion animation or video project. Think about how you might explore research in that way with these online classes that you're engaged with school. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me today for this silly expression of art and journey into research. I'm sending love to all of you and really excited to see what you come up with.